What's up, RC fam? Yankee RC here. And you can see what I have on the bench right here is I have the Traxxas Rustler 4x4. This is the Traxxas Rustler 4x4 VXL. I know this is just a Traxxas Rustler 4x4 blue body, but like I said, I shouldn't say like I said, but I particularly like this blue body, so that's why I threw it up here. But trust me, this is a VXL underneath here. So what we're here to talk about today is the new release from Traxxas, which is the Traxxas Rustler 4x4 Ultimate. And the reason that I'm talking about this is I just want to go over, so anybody who doesn't know, I'm going to list all of the upgrades that Traxxas gives you with the Traxxas Ultimate. I'm going to call it the Ultimate Rustler. No, that's not the official name, but it's easier for me. So I'm going to list all of the upgrades that you get with the Ultimate Rustler, and then I'm going to list some additional upgrades that I've done here on my Rustler. I'm going to list some of the upgrades that I've done with my Rustler to make it into what I'm going to affectionately call the Yankee RC MAXIMUM Rustler. So, with that being said, let's start going over the list of all of the upgrades that you get with the Traxxas Ultimate Rustler. So we're just going to do some quick shots of everything that you get with the Traxxas Rustler, Ultimate Rustler, that I have installed right here. Okay, so we're going to go over these upgrades in no particular order, but these are all the upgrades that you get with the Traxxas Ultimate Rustler. So you can see right here, we're going to start off with the chassis brace, and then from there we're going to go to the caster blocks, and we have right after the caster blocks you can see the steering blocks, and next to this going to the back of the car, now you can see the rear carrier blocks. And this is just a photo of the wheel nuts. These are your anodized wheel nuts that you get. And the metal servo is the next upgrade. And the reason I'm showing you a picture of the metal servo is that the Traxxas Rustler, the servo is actually built really deep inside of the car, so you can't really see it. The next upgrade that you have right here are the body reinforcements, and you have them in the rear and the front here. And one of the better upgrades I think that they give you next is the sway bars, and these really help with the handling of the car. And moving on, now you have the GTR shocks, and you get GTR shocks for the front and the rear. And finally, we're going to go over, these are the sensors that you get. You get 3 sensors. You get the RPM sensor, you get the temperature sensor, and you also get the voltage sensor. So the last upgrade that they give you with the Ultimate Rustler is the wireless link module here. And this allows you to use your phone to connect your controller to your phone, and subsequently your car to your phone. And one of the great things about this is not only some of the extra data that it gives you with the extra sensors that maybe you have installed, but also it allows you to do some adjustments like to your endpoints for your servo and stuff like that. And you can do it a lot easier on the app than you can on the using your controller to do this. So this is how the wireless link module looks on your phone, and you can see some of the gauges that you can have here. I have temperature, RPM, miles per hour, and also I have my voltage sensor all the way on the right. It records my top speed, and if I have a light kit installed, a Traxxas light kit, I can control the lights using this also. Now, in addition to that, you can see these are just some of the adjustments that you can make as far as your braking or your steering or anything like that, your throttle trim. And in addition, you can also adjust things like your endpoint of your servo and your trim and other things like that. And just some of the cool things that you can do with the wireless link module. And here we are at the final upgrade that they give you, which is part number 6764, which are the Gravix tires that Traxxas offers. Now, I would just like to say that I think that tires are a very subjective thing, and you can see here that I'm actually running some Proline trenchers because these work better for where I run. Okay, so those are all of the upgrades that you get with the Ultimate Rustler from Traxxas. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to list out the upgrades that I've done on my Rustler to make it into, once again, the Yankee RC MAXIMUM Rustler. So let's go over those upgrades real quick. All the upgrades to make a Yankee RC MAXIMUM Rustler. So the first upgrade we're going to talk about that I've done are the shock towers. And you can see in these photos right here that I've done the front and rear aluminum shock towers. Next up is the aluminum motor mount. And you can see right here I've installed the aluminum motor mount. And embedded inside of the aluminum motor mount is the aluminum bearing adapter that I've installed. So the next upgrade we're going to talk about are the aluminum wheel hubs. You can see right here, I've installed the aluminum wheel hubs on the front and the rear. And then we're going to go to the aluminum drag link, and embedded underneath the front end here is the aluminum drag link. I know you can't see it, but I would just like to say when I installed and I did the upgrade for the aluminum drag link, this is one upgrade that I can say that I do not know why I did, because in my entire life of running RCs, I've never broken a drag link. So the next upgrade that we have here are the camber links, and we have in this picture we have the front camber links, and the bottom there you can see the toe links. And then we hit to the back here and you can see we have the camber links in the rear also. So here we are at the next upgrade, which are the constant velocity drive shafts. And here you can see a picture of the constant velocity drive shafts in the front. And here is the constant velocity drive shafts for the rear. And here they are hooked up in the rear. And just remember when ordering these parts that these are different for the front and the rear. So here we are now at the Pro-Built center diff. And what the Pro-Built center diff does, this eliminates the slipper clutch. You actually take out the slipper clutch and you put this Pro-Built center diff in right here. I've actually upgraded I've gotten rid of the slipper clutch underneath here, and I've actually replaced it with the center diff kit, I think they call it Pro-Built, but it's the center diff kit that you can get for the Rustler and for the Haas, and I think it also functions in the Stampede. Now, I did that because, once again, I didn't want a slipper clutch in there. I wanted to deliver all the power from this 540 VXL. I wanted to deliver all the power that I could instantly to this baby, so that's why I did that. So here we are, and this is the telemetry expander along with the GPS module. And finally, we're to the end here, and the last upgrade you see here is I've installed the 540 VXL motor or XL motor along with a heatsink and a fan hooked up to the motor. So one thing I forgot to mention is that if you decide to upgrade that motor here to the 540 VXL motor, you will, and you want to keep your Traxxas electronics because you use Traxxas batteries, you will have to swap out the ESC. And you will have to get the ESC that goes inside of the Haas. The connectors here for this motor are 3.5 millimeters, and I'm pretty sure that the connectors for the Rustler are 3 millimeters. So you'll have to get it's essentially the same ESC, except for the connectors. So if you decide to do that, you have to be prepared to do that because it will not connect. So those are all of the upgrades that you get with the Ultimate Rustler. And subsequently, those are all the upgrades that I've done to my Rustler to make it into, once again, the Yankee RC Maximum Rustler. Now, just a quick wrap up here. I believe that the deal that Traxxas is giving you is a heck of a deal, because what you're getting is for essentially $100 more. You're getting $400 worth of upgrade parts. The difference in price between a between a Rustler VXL and a Rustler VXL Ultimate is, I think, literally around $100. Maybe it's $110. But they're actually giving you over $400 worth of upgrades here. Now, if you want to take it to that next level and make it into a Yankee RC Maximum Rustler, if you were to buy the Traxxas Rustler Ultimate, you would have to spend an additional $400, or excuse me, it's actually an additional $450 to make it into what I will call a Yankee RC Maximum Rustler. I will say this, that it's not necessary to do. If you were to buy a Traxxas Rustler VXL or a Traxxas Ultimate Rustler, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I have abused this car more than more than what I would care to admit. But it has held up like a tank. There is a such thing, in my opinion, as too much aluminum, but I think right now, for me, I have the perfect amount of aluminum on this car, meaning that nothing has broken, despite the fact that I've crashed it, run it into trees, done a million cartwheels with it when I've missed jumps and things like that, but nothing has broken this car. So this thing has held up pretty well. So with that being said, like I said, you can't go wrong whether you're getting a Traxxas Rustler 4x4, a Traxxas Rustler 4x4, or a Traxxas Rustler 4x4 Ultimate. And if you want to take it to the maximum level, you can change it into a Yankee RC Maximum Rustler. With that being said, this is Yankee RC. Get out there and break something.